Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your hosts, the goddess of weather, Kyle Charles,
and the possessor of the Phoenix Force planet destroying power,
oh yeah,
CY Chung.
and if you couldn't tell by that, we're gonna talk about a hero group that is some would say is not represented that much,
Yeah.
and
Well,
well,
no,
recently, well, until recently, it's sort of
no.
getting a
I
bit
just
of a
say
spotlight.
it's probably in proportion. It's not in proportion, of course, to the male
Yeah,
superheroes. But if you discount groups like X-Men and Justice League and all those books, you might
yeah,
get a better proportion of female superhero. Um, yeah, than we would usually see
yeah.
currently.
Currently, yeah, yeah. So we're going to talk about female superheroes and our favorite ones from all comic
Actually,
books.
let me ask you:
Yeah.
do you collect many female superhero comics?
When I used to collect hardcore,
Yeah.
I would strangely go out my way to buy female lead like solo books,
Oh, okay.
like the many ones that like Black Canary had, or like Birds of Prey.
Wait. Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
You know what? I missed that series. I got it when it crossed over with Nightwing as well, but I did miss it. I think when Gail Simone started writing it, and I was like, oh, you know what? Because you flip through it in the comic shop, and I'm like, you know what? The entire collected storylines
hmm.
seem to have been pretty fun, but
Yeah,
I kind of should have got it at the time, but now, yeah. I have to say as well, the group usually first of all it was Oracle, who was Barbara Gordon in a
yep,
wheelchair
yeah.
and at the computer screen, and
Yeah.
Black Canary, who's I don't want to say an action spy-ish, but not really,
Uh, yeah, because
because the missions she gets sent on are different, varying types of missions. So
yeah,
some, so she's got those skill set.
yeah, and it depending on which origin you want to go by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, how far? How far back? Do you know about the origin where she's her own daughter?
yeah, not that far back because that's
Okay,
even
okay.
more confusing.
Yeah. So just a quick overview for the people. There was when Earth One and Earth Two, like that's when all the heroes from the 40s were together in Earth
Yeah,
Two, and then you got Earth One, which was the mid 50s, 60s superheroes like Barry Allen and Hal Jordan,
yeah,
and then you got them crossed over, and then they had the Black Canary in the 40s. They also had a Black Canary in Earth One, which is the 60s, 50s, and then they kind of got a bit really murky because then they said that Black Canary had a daughter that was Black Canary, but then later on somehow they weren't mother and daughter; they were actually the same person. Um, yeah. Oh yeah, it's very 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 strange.
yeah,
But then they wiped all that stuff out after they had the Crisis on Infinite Earth. They're like, you know what, this is just so nuts. We just look, she's Black Canary, and that's that.
yeah,
But no, the team was kind of fun. I think as well when they added Huntress to the team, you had a
yeah.
different dynamic. Lady
Lady
Blackhawk in
Blackhawk.
there, yeah,
Yeah, she was cool.
because she was like post Crisis, post Zero Hour.
Yeah,
She was from the 40s and immortally, no, youth. Like she didn't age
yeah,
particularly, which is funny because I think the rest of the team who are men did.
yeah. I think it's something to do with something to do with the Infinity Serum or something like that, which stopped her from aging.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah,
chucked Hawk and Dove on a team because
yeah,
they're like birds, of course.
yeah. Makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, I mean, Hawk, I think Dove made sense in the team. Hawk
Yeah,
probably didn't.
yeah, because he was a dude, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
but then at some point, Hawk and Dove became two girls, two ladies. So
Yeah, they became two ladies, and
and then
then one of
then
them
Hawk came
died.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah. The female Hawk died. Then male Hawk came back, and then female Hawk's never heard of again. Potentially never happened.
yeah, which is okay, cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no. From what I was reading in Birds of Prey,
Yeah.
It was quite fun. It was like,
It was really good.
team dynamic. It was outrageous at certain points, ludicrous, but it was, action orientated and stuff like that. It's just depending on what they were doing in the issues, they toned it up or dialed it down depending.
Yeah, it was
on the
really,
story.
and like the relationships between the characters was really good as well.
Yeah.
It weren't like just random people put together and then they're automatically just friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you tend to see in like Justice League or Avengers, where you're like, hey, we're all friends.
Well, have you read Justice League Year One?
No, I haven't.
We should do that at some point.
Yeah.
But they, like you are saying, actually, I think so. Justice League Year One, which was in the mid-90s, I think.
Yeah.
They readjusted all of that.
Yeah.
So it was when Flash, Barry Allen, Hal Jordan, Black Canary, Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman, I think.
Yeah.
Were the initial team, because post-crisis, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman didn't form the Justice League.
Yeah.
It was these guys. So yeah, it kind of 12 issues kind of ran through how they got together, and became a team. But you're saying, I know what you're saying, because back at the point where they all had their separate issues, comic books series, and then they're just like, oh yeah, you're on this case, I'm on this case, fist bump. Let's
be
go.
friends. Yeah. You're my best friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but that was like a problem with comics in general back then. Just like there was no sort of like it was either okay, we're super best friends, or hey, misunderstanding, let's fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Birds of Prey, like the new 52 version was a bit.
Who was in that? Was the same group or?
Minus Huntress, and so basically the original group in the new 52 was Black Canary.
Yeah.
Batgirl.
Barbara Gordon Batgirl, right?
Yeah, Barbara Gordon Batgirl. And someone called Zeta.
Right.
No, sorry, Sterling.
Okay.
She was like this tattooed woman who uses guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when you get later on, she was actually a spy for someone. I jumped off at that point, so I don't actually remember. And Poison Ivy was a part of the team as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Kind of made sense.
Yeah.
But spawning off that though, I did actually collect Batwoman.
Yeah.
The pre-New 52 series and the post-New 52 series. But that was started off from, you remember the actual series, the weekly series 52?
Yeah.
And she had a good storyline in that. She was actually... Oh no, one of the main storylines was her.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know it was reintroducing her, Kate Kane, into the DC universe as Batwoman.
Yeah.
That's what the 52 was about. No, specifically about, but one of the storylines.
Yeah, it was.
And then she took over Detective Comics for a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I was collecting, But, and then she had her own series by, I believe, Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and what was it was actually pretty cool, actually. The art was really good, painterly.
Oh, it was amazing, yeah.
Yeah. And it was just, what she was working on, case-wise, her adventures were different enough from Batman that you'd be like, right, it's not just crime drama, it's got supernatural cult things going on and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, Batman, you got your crime. I'm an army cadet, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the things I fight are different. So it's not simply copy and paste female Batman.
No, which made it awesome.
Yeah, but I think the new 52 version was more of grounded and less supernatural-ish.
Yeah.
And I think that became female Batman, essentially.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Her detective comic run pre-New 52.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't remember.
Yeah, and I think and the Batwoman run pre-50 New 52 as well.
Yeah,
was good. But I think when she was getting, it was when she was going to get married to Maggie Sawyer.
Yeah.
And then they kind of, DC were like, hold your horses.
Yeah.
That's when the guys writing were like, what are you doing interfering? We like, you've done too much, DC.
Yeah.
You gotta... Yeah, and I think that because they were saying DC were holding off everyone being married. It wasn't just that these two happen to be lesbians and they don't want the marriage happening. It was just like they didn't want all their characters being married ish. I think this was at the point where Lois and Clark had been married, but they used the New 52 Superman to get with Wonder Woman. So they had a single Superman.
Yeah.
You know, kind of so. And Batman wasn't going to get married to Catwoman at that point and stuff like that. So I don't know why the qualms they have with marriage, of course. But
it's kind of, I'm pretty sure the writers, would have planned out with DC, like, at this point, we're going to get to here. DC could have said something then, instead of waiting right until...
They were coming up to it and go, you know what? It's getting a bit... This is, or maybe DC were thinking, okay, maybe we can convince them to change their minds by that point, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows exactly. But I did actually wonder, did you ever collect Gotham Central?
No.
Right, that was really good. And Renee Montoya was a lead in that, one of the leads.
Yeah.
And that's where you found out she was a lesbian. Harvey Dent had a bit of an obsession with her.
Right. Oh, like Harvey does, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, he knew that she was a lesbian, but she wasn't outed to everyone. Not everyone knew.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, if you don't get with me, I'm going to expose you to as a lesbian to everyone in the GCPD. Not that they would care anyways, right?
Yeah.
But even your family and stuff like that. So you won't have anyone but me. That sort of villain vibe, Crazy villainess.
That's not insane.
Yep.
Oh,
and so he ended up doing that. And she ended up beating him up. Because Renee Montoya is badass.
Yeah, and she's
But
great.
there was one cool Batman comic where after all this happened, and they cooled down a little bit, Harvey's in jail and stuff like that. Someone sent flowers to Renee Montoya for like Valentine's Day or something like that. I can't remember what.
Yeah.
And she couldn't let it go, as in, who sent it to me? Who's this mystery person, whatever, right? And being a detective, she just tried to work it out.
Yeah.
And she then traced it to Bruce Wayne. She goes, and then I was like, oh, why does Bruce is trying to pretend it's him, of course, but he's like, no, you got all your choice of bimbos. Why are you going to send flowers to me? It makes no sense whatsoever, right? And then Bruce has said, all right, I did it for Harvey. Harvey came to me, asked me to send you flowers, but like I didn't want to say it was him and stuff.
Yeah.
So then she eventually goes to where Harvey's jailed, and they have like talk it out a little bit.
Oh.
That was a cool issue. I don't know how violent the talk was.
Yeah.
But it was like, look, yeah. You were highly aggressive, Harvey. You're in jail now.
you just slow down a bit.
Yeah. And Harvey's like, being Harvey, more Harvey in control than Two-Face was like, I understand my behavior was a bit too much.
Yeah, it's a bit...
stuff like that. But I still, whatever, yeah? But it was a cool end to that story arc. Of the entire Gotham Central.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to go back and read because I've heard that Gotham Central's...
Gotham Central had really good art as well. It was Michael Lark and I forgot the other guy's name, but they're both so similar in art style. Yeah. Mike Chang? Yeah, I think it is. I'll double check. But the art style is very similar to each other that you wouldn't know when it transitions.
Oh, I see. I love that stuff.
Was pretty cool as well, if I remember correctly, though. I might be misremembering. Greg Rucka and Ed Brubaker wrote it, but they shifted between night and day shift.
Oh.
Yeah, awesome. So each writer got like each, whichever section of it. And I think whenever it crossed over, they probably were like, when the transition was changing between the shifts, they probably both wrote their crossover bits, and then they continued on their own solo bits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Comics, eh?
Yep.
I'm trying to think other. Did you ever read? Have you ever read any Wonder Woman series?
No, for some reason I was never interested in one woman. Um, but okay, at what point? What point? The way
Um,
she was a clay figurine, or when she was the daughter of Zeus, or
to be fair, I read a tiny bit pre New 52, like
yeah,
what was it? Amazon's Attack.
yeah.
Read that. Didn't really think much of it, to be honest. Um,
Okay.
and then when he did
Actually, that series was not meant to be very good. If I remember correctly, I
no,
never read it, but
even Gail Simone said they sort of forced her to write it, so it's
yeah,
not all that.
yeah, yeah,
But off the bit after that, they did like a subtle reboot where she was wearing a different costume. She was wearing like this jacket.
Oh, hold on, Michael J. Straczynski one.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I got that, but I never got it.
yeah.
I was like, why did she? Why is she like she lost her powers, or did she lose her um but entire history getting rewritten?
It was sort of that. They sort of just rewrote a history while everything else was still going on in the pre 52.
Yeah, and then they just changed her history straight up from New 52 as well. So it was like, what was the point?
Yeah, because it was weird. It was a really good series. Then even tied into Justice League Generation Lost.
Yeah,
That Brightest Day tie into Justice League, and it
yeah,
was about Maxwell Lord coming back from the dead because of Darkest Darkest Night,
Blackest Night.
Blackest Night, yeah. And they were the only ones that remembered. Justice League Europe was the only ones that remembered that
Yeah,
Maxwell Lord ever existed. And near the end of that whole series, the we'll say pre-New 52 Wonder Woman
yeah,
came into it. I can't remember why. Because I think, oh yeah,
yeah.
because she killed him. But then, literally, I think like 2 months later, they just reset the whole. Hey, New 52, boom. So I was like, oh, we built to nothing really. But New 52 Wonder Woman was
Yeah.
good.
Is this the storyline where they had so on the island of right? Let me just ask a question here
Yeah,
before I get to the actual storyline.
yeah,
Is the New 52 the retcon where you had all the Amazons kind of luring sailors?
yeah, yeah.
See that trickiness because I want to say fair enough with the logic of they gotta breed somehow, right? They gotta have
Yeah,
children,
but
but then you
this
just
way.
turn them into a bunch of
Yeah.
what's the word for it?
Um.
Seductress,
Yeah.
essentially,
Violent
luring sailors
seductress.
over,
Yeah.
breeding with them, then
And then
stabbing them to death, and just all
leaving
right.
him in the sea.
Couldn't
Yeah.
just put them back on their boat or nothing like that. No,
Yeah. I
and then
get what it was trying to do, but
yeah,
it's not the right thing to do.
and
Like the
this
writers
was
wise.
the storyline also where so if there were any boys that were being born,
Yeah.
would they get rid of them?
Yeah.
Except that there was a boy born on the same night as Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
and I believe his name is Jason, right?
Oh no, he's actual. As Jason's her actual brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me the lowdown then. If I'm clearly I'm mixing bits of information. So there's a
It's
separate dude that's Jason, and there's a separate guy who was born on the same night as her.
yeah.
Okay,
'Cause-
yeah, give me the lowdown.
Yeah. Okay, it gets really weird. So like yeah, it all starts with Wonder Woman fighting like other Greek gods and stuff.
Yeah,
And like this is the whole first saga, and some woman from I'll say the mainland, oh
yeah,
yeah, is pregnant, and then Wonder Woman has to protect her for some weird reason. I can't remember what the reason was. So she takes her to Fema Square.
yeah.
I said that really weird. And then she looks after the baby. The baby's born, and then it's, if I remember correctly, it's stolen. I don't
Okay.
know why. And then it leads up to Wonder Woman finding out she's actually the daughter of Zeus.
Right.
And then there's a weird bit in the middle. This is during when Superman lost his powers and Jim Gordon became Batman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman became the god of war because she killed Ares.
Yeah.
And became the god of war. And then this is when they introduced Donna Troy.
Yeah.
And she was meant to be like...
Well, the New 52 version of
New 52 version of Donna Troy before she gets retconned again.
Okay, yeah.
So, she becomes sort of... Wonder Woman's mum brings her out to be like, yeah, you're the new sort of Wonder Woman. Why Wonder Woman's being the god of war. And Donna Troy is basically sort of crazy, so she starts like killing people and everything.
Right.
So Wonder Woman and her fight, and then you find out that she is a Wonder Woman's sister.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, she's Wonder Woman's sister. But plot twist, she's actually made of clay to be Wonder Woman's sister.
Okay. So Donna Troy, New 52 Donna Troy actually has the original Wonder Woman.
For now.
Okay.
And then...
Okay. Right.
She finds out all this, so she's like, oh no, I need to go and find myself. Donna Troy finds out this. She's going to find herself. So she goes to England for a bit. And then this is when Rebirth happens.
All right.
And then Donna Troy joins the Titans, and then she finds out, no, she's not made from clay. She actually is Wonder Woman's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not twin sister, though.
Not twin sister, but younger sister, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And this is where, again, I think they sort of retcon Wonder Woman to her being made from clay again. It's really confusing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what... so you get into Jason at some point?
Yeah, Jason. You find out about Jason during the Darkseid War when Darkseid goes, yeah, I've met... Some weird thing where they're fighting on Themyscira, and Darkseid's daughter, who was born on Themyscira, don't ask me, mentions, yeah, you've got a brother, his name's Jason, and it's like, oh, dun dun dun, and then I don't know what happens after that, because that's when Rebirth happened, and I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman and Jason have come in contact since then, but I jumped off at that point because I was so confused with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. And Wonder Woman has a brother.
Yeah.
So give me the story of Wonder Woman's brother.
No, her brother's Jason.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I thought they were separate. I thought they were.
No.
Okay.
I think they tried to retcon that person that was born the same day as yeah.
To be Jason.
Yeah.
But initially, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather confusing.
Well,
but
yeah, they've done a lot to Wonder Woman because, like you said, they gave her the leather jacket and whatnot.
Yeah.
Even before that, in the 70s, they took away all her powers, so she became like a
karate master,
a Black Widow spy fighter.
Yeah.
Like, right, but Wonder Woman's not necessarily all about the powers, but that's what distinguishes her away from everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have Black Canary like that. Why do you need to have Wonder Woman like that?
Yeah, you already have a character who is basically that. So why take Wonder Woman and make her into the opposite of what makes her Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever read the Man Who Has Everything? That Superman story.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman's power levels, as we know them now, she can fight Superman to a certain degree, and because she's actually physically trained in fighting, while he's just, I don't want to say he fights like a brute, but
he does. Yeah.
Yeah. So she could keep up with him that way because her abilities are close enough.
Yeah.
Way back when I was reading it now with like, I don't want to say modernized, right? But that story took place in the 80s. And Mongol was he gave the Black was it the Black Lotus flap? No.
Black Lotus. Yeah.
No, the Black Mercy.
That's it, Black Mercy. Yeah.
Yeah. So he Superman was in this kind of state, this heavenly state or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Dream state.
Yeah.
And so Batman, Jason Todd Robin,
Yeah.
and Wonder Woman there for Superman's birthday to present some presents. And Mongol's like, yeah, see this dude? I've got him trapped now. He's in bliss.
Mine.
Yeah. Which one of you would it be polite for me to kill first? And Batman can't do jack shit. Right?
Of course, he's Batman.
So Wonder Woman just ups and fights Mongol. Tries to anyway. She gets battered.
Yeah.
At that point, in the 80s, and I was like, but that makes if she can fight Superman, why can't she fight Mongol? Why can't she handle herself rather than just being a jobber? But it turns out back then her power levels were closer to Spider-Man's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. She wasn't super strong, and like she was strong.
Yeah.
She wasn't strong enough to take Superman though. I think that at that point, and that's why she was getting bad. I was like, okay, fine, fair enough. You only realize this afterwards. You only kind of take it into account. But yeah, she was more akin to, I believe, Spider-Man level, if not stronger than him, but nowhere near as strong as where they'd level her up to be. I think by the time they were like, she's the daughter of Zeus. She needs a little of a power boost.
Yeah.
When she was just a clay given life, they kind of, you could adjust the power levels accordingly.
Yeah.
Did you ever read the first Batman Superman? No, was it the third one? I think it was the second story arc of the Batman Superman crossover comics. I believe it was just the one after Public Enemies.
I'm trying to remember. Is it?
It was the Supergirl from Krypton.
That's it. I can't remember that was the second or the third one. Yeah, the Supergirl one. When they reintroduced Supergirl into the DC universe. Yeah.
And they had basically took her to Amazon, Themyscira for the Amazons to train her. But okay, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was never. I mean, I never collected Supergirl realistically because she's just Superman but blonde
but
and
better.
female. There wasn't, you know what I mean? There's nothing to her other than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when these characters they do for copyright purposes, and they're like, okay, well, we better do something like this, so then the competition can't create something like this.
Yeah.
And then leads to a bit of a Yeah. I mean, they had Power Girl kind of already-ish, so why do you need to have a Supergirl? But yeah, copyright being what it is.
I think the reason why they did that because she was in the Superman cartoon, innit? And people were sort of like, "Hey, Supergirl's a thing," and then
yeah. Well, that's to explain why they had the Matrix Supergirl.
Yeah.
Because they wanted still Superman to be the only Kryptonian, and then you got a whole bunch of them that are still left over somehow. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like just started spawning the rest of them too. I mean, Ace Ace the Bathound. What I'm talking about, Crypto the Superdog.
Yeah.
What? And then you had the Unicorn Super Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like. But no, I just I wasn't interested in Supergirl at all.
I started to get interested in Supergirl in the New 52 because I liked what they did with her. Like, she hated Earth.
Okay.
And basically, along the series, she gets to like realize, you know what, Earth's not actually that bad. I like Earth, and like. Her and Superman had beef for the first, say, half a year of the New 52.
Yeah.
And then when she met Connell, the fake Superboy, as we call him.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know at this point what he is.
Well, Connell is probably the real Superboy, as far as continuity is concerned.
Yeah.
Not Superboy Prime or anything, you know what I mean? Like, he's the legit. What the DC would say is the actual Superboy.
Yeah, but New 52 Superboy is just a confusing...
Yeah. He's meant to be some sort of something else. That's why I'm saying Connell is the real Superboy.
Yeah, my one. Connor Kent. But yeah,
Who, Connell, which spells clone if you rearrange the words.
And put a K instead of a C. We're clever. Yeah. Yeah, it's... Like, yes. So her series was pretty good, and this is when they... try to introduce the fact that her and Superman have slightly different powers.
Yeah.
But then I don't think.
So there's this frame that there's part of the comic that keeps going around, which people use to say that because Superman tries to chase Supergirl, and she outflies him, and he's like left in the wind, and I think somewhere it points out that Supergirl is more powerful than Superman, right? But then the rest of the comic goes to establish later on, Superman lives in the world of cardboard from the Justice League cartoon, so he always holds back, right? But because she's just fresh come to Earth and don't know her limits, she's just banging out everything. So it's like, she's not as powerful as him. He just keeps on holding back because he's like of where he is and his place in the world. And he's so used to being there, and he knows how to control everything. So I think at some point later on, I don't know if it's a fight. They still have to try to control everything. He just kind of like, I don't want to say deals with her, but you know, he's like, well, look, you're fully capable of handling yourself. So I'm just gonna have to give a bit more oomph to what I need to do to put you down. Not put you down, but you know, I think he just has to grip her for control or something like that. So that's that. But there was this funny segment. I think it was in the Jeff Johns Gary Frank Superman. I can't remember exactly where it was. It takes place, but I think it's pre-New 52. And Supergirl has has come to Earth for the first time again, somehow. And Cat Grant's there, right? Cat Grant with her very V-neck, low unbuttoned blouse. Trying to get Superman to not look at her face. Clark not to look at her face, and Clark's just keeping eye contact because he's amazing like that, right?
He's a gentleman.
And she actually says it in the speech bubble as well. And then later on, I think Supergirl pops in somewhere for some reason. I think she's trying to talk to Clark, but obviously they're like, Lois and Clark are like, what are you doing here? And then she goes, oh yeah, I'm just here for an interview, whatever. And then Cat Grant's trying to have a go at her. Because she's young and youthful looking, and Cat Grant, I think they're in the 40s at this point because of comic book time. And she's had a bit of surgery, whatever. And then Supergirl looks at Cat Grant, and then she goes, why is that? Like, she used that X-ray vision. She says, why has that lady got weird plastic in her chest? And then Clark's like, quickly shove her to the side. Oh yeah, we gotta
go
for our interview. That was a little fun segment.
But so yeah, I would recommend anyone New 52 Supergirl and reboot Supergirl. Worth reading because it's weird. It goes from her being an alien who refused to speak English. She always spoken Kryptonian. And then her nearly dying and all this stuff. And then Rebirth, she accepts Earth, and then she goes to a school for the smart. I can't remember.
Wait. Is it the school for gifted youngsters?
No. Copyright reasons it can't be. But like, it's scientific school, and this is where she adopts the name. What's her name again? Kara Danvers.
Oh, right.
And she's has quote unquote Earth parents because in DC now there's no such thing.
So do you reckon they kind of readjust because she used to be Linda Lee and then Linda Lee Danvers, and then now this is just straight up Kara Danvers. Do you reckon they just grabbed that from they transitioned from the Supergirl series, TV series, and they just kind of added things here and there?
I'm pretty sure
to bring it in line. Okay, because that's why we have partially black Wally West. Because the Flash TV series has it. Wallace West, that's right.
Wallace.
Walter West.
Walter Wallace.
No, Wallace. Oh yeah, I think it's Wallace and Walter, right?
Yeah. So Wally West is Walter West. I just confused myself by saying that. Ginger Wally is Walter West.
Yeah.
And new Kid Flash
Yeah.
is Wallace West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's and they had Impulse, who is Wally West's, who was Bart Allen, right? Who, when he became Kid Flash, Impulse was Iris West, which is Wally West's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's family.
Yeah, but no, you know what she actually, so when however young she was.
Yeah.
I don't know how old they kind of, they got born and then they kind of time skip the age of her.
Yeah. Like they do with most kids.
Yeah. So I don't know how old she is, but she comes across like a little kid. So we're like, as initially how Impulse Bart Allen character came across as well. So it's just like, oh yeah, just taking up the mantle here.
Yeah, which is
and
cool.
Iris West seems to be the one that in all the most of the alternate DC futures takes up the Flash mantle after Wally West.
Yeah.
So that's cool as well.
And then you got Excess, his granddaughter. Granddaughter from the year 3000.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of other female DC characters I like. Obviously, you got.
Well, you've got Jessie Quick.
Quick,
the daughter of Johnny Quick.
Yeah, Johnny Quick and Liberty Bell.
Yes. Yeah. And Jessie Quick was also Liberty Bell for some period of time because she lost her speed powers. And then for Flash Rebirth, she got her speed powers back to be Jessie Quick.
Yeah. And we just pretended that New 52 never happened. So I love that stuff. And so you got, she's cool. She's one of the good female speedsters. Oh, yeah, and you got...
Was she in New 52, though? What happened to her in New 52? She kind of never existed.
Never existed until Rebirth. But just out of nowhere, for plot convenience, she was...
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because that's why Wally West didn't exist for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Ginger Wally West, until it had to write him back in Speed Force.
Yeah.
And then... I knew 52 gets murky because of the time period that they're meant to be in. But you were continuing.
I was going to say there's the Chinese Flash. No, is she just... Flash.
Sorry. Avery something, right?
Yeah. I was going to say Avery Jones, but it's not Avery Jones. It's Avery something.
Some Chinese surname, right?
No, I think it's an American one because she's Chinese, but she's Chinese American. So I don't know. She might have some... I can't remember. But yeah, I like her.
Yeah. I mean, she don't have her own comic, but she's in the Flash comics.
Yeah, because she started off is she in a relationship with Wally West? No, they're just good friends.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're both speeders, so they have something in common.
Yeah.
Got her. You got Red Arrow, not the Roy Harper Red Arrow, because he's a man, but
yeah.
Nico.
Wait. Oh, right. Okay. Because I was going to say, do you mean Speedy?
Oh no, you have Speedy, but I don't actually know if she exists at this point anymore.
Okay. Yeah. So there was a Speedy who wasn't Thea Queen.
No.
It was Mia
Derham?
Yes, her.
Yeah.
The lady who had AIDS.
Yeah. Which we spoke about before in great detail.
Yeah. I was like, well, okay, this is getting not dark or something like that, but it's just like, oh, okay, this is going to be a very tricky line.
Yeah. How to toe it,
yeah. Yeah.
She was great. Doesn't exist probably anymore. Who actually knows? Just like Roy Harper's daughter doesn't exist anymore. Because he's dead. I think he might be coming back.
I'm sure there'll be some way of...
Because I think I saw something in a future solicitation where he was there. I can't remember which comic it was. So,
well, we're going to leave out his comic book depth, but, we can see.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then Cassandra Kane. That's another one.
Yeah, so they really messed her up.
Yeah.
So the greatest fighter in the DC universe, Batgirl Cassandra Kane, adopted daughter of David Kane, and the actual daughter of Lady Shiva, who was the most lethal combatant in the entire DC universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taught from birth the language of violence. And literally talk with her fist.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then
So at the point where Oracle, Barbara Gordon was crippled, but Cassandra Kane became Chinese Batgirl.
yeah.
You know what? No. Huntress was Batgirl in No Man's Land, right?
Yeah. With the same costume, isn't it?
Yeah, but actually, if you read No Man's Land, there's a very funny line where Batman's still a kind of urban myth-ish during this period.
Yeah, which
right?
was weird. Yeah.
Okay. So then when the No Man's Land happened, and Huntress going around in the Batgirl costume beating up guys, and then little kids come up to her,
Yeah.
and they're like, she's like, why? I'm wearing this symbol. How come you're not afraid? She's oddly pointing to her chest.
Oh wow.
In front of these 13-year-olds, whatever. But I know she meant to point at her the bat symbol.
Yeah.
But it's like that's quite inappropriate as well.
Yeah,
like,
doing that.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, how are you going to direct it as a bat? I mean, to be fair, there was a bat spray, I think, symbol right behind her.
Yeah, she's done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or even pointing to the mask. But I know what they'll go for. It's just very awkward.
Yeah,
Anyways,
you're like when you look at it now, you're like, yeah, that's pretty problematic.
They'd probably be looking at that direction anyway, so they're hormonal teenage kids.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she's like, "Aren't you afraid of me? I'm wearing the symbol." And they're like, "No, you're the bat. Why you don't beat up innocent children and stuff like that." It's true. But then the guy goes, one of the kids goes, "I heard you were a man," and she goes, "Shh. If you were like imagine if you were a 6'4", beefy, over 200-pound big guy, and you got beat up by a woman."
You're not gonna tell
when you say it was another dude that did it, they're like, "Oh yeah, good point." So I was like, I like that. That was
cool. I like that.
But yeah, then she failed on a mission, and Batman's like, "You can't wear this symbol. I've already known Huntress. You were running about as Huntress during No Man's Land, and you're also running around as Batgirl.
Yeah,
you can't run around as Batgirl no more.
Yeah,
because I have my super high expectations for you, and you failed me." It's like, Batman, man, you need to calm down.
Yeah, man.
You need all the add-ons you can for No Man's Land. Anyways, so he gave it to Cassandra Kane.
Yeah.
So, and then, for the storyline, she's obviously learning how to speak and stuff like that as well. Yeah. So it kind of gave a little bit of background and what to do and how she's out of sync with the rest of the world-ish.
Yeah.
As far as communication goes.
Yeah, and then
they really messed her up by mind washing her, turning into a bad person and a bad guy on Deathstroke's team, and then they were like retcon to make her back. It was even worse. So should have just tend to ignore it completely. Or someone else was in that costume pretending to be her, and she finally beat that person up and took the costume back. Bam! Could have resolved that.
And then she gave up the whole thing to Stephanie Brown, and then she became Batgirl, which. Yeah. I personally would say Stephanie Brown Batgirl series is probably one of the best series I read.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's amazing. Even the last...
Was she co-sharing the title with Cassandra Kane, or was it just straight up?
Because Cassandra Kane said... This is when Batman died, you remember? And or quote-unquote died. Yeah. And her and Stephanie's still spoiler, and then they're beating up these thugs.
Yeah.
They beat up the thugs, and then Cassandra takes off the costume and goes... I'm done being Batgirl, and just disappears. And then that's when it leads to her becoming a part of the League of Shadows.
Cassandra Kane or
Cassandra Kane.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she nearly kills Tim Drake when he's Red Robin looking for Bruce Wayne. And then they retcon that for her being good again. But Stephanie Brown becomes Batgirl.
Yeah, and now that they forgot all of that because New 52 wiped that stuff out, and Barbara Gordon's back to being Batgirl.
Yeah,
Cassandra Kane is now Orphan.
Yeah, which I like the Orphan character.
And there was a run in because Batwoman had the previous run in Detective Comics, right?
Yeah,
but she had a more recent run in the last couple of years in Detective Comics where she's the lead of the team.
Yeah,
and it was more of a team book. It had Batwoman as lead with Batman as her. I don't want to say co-lead because he was in and out of it.
Yeah.
But he's left her to train the team to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
Red Robin as part of it. Stephanie, I think Cassandra Kane was part of it, and I think Stephanie Brown was kind of ish part of it, ish not.
Yeah.
I think they were like flirtating whether she was going to be part of the team or not. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And Clayface, but also a good team book.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so I quite enjoyed that.
And yeah, so those are two great female characters I like as well. Also,
I think as well, actually, as this is running up to an hour, let's keep on DC females here and do a separate episode on Marvel females.
Yeah, because there's quite a few more DCs one I can go through.
Oh yeah, okay.
Then there's my homegirl who also has been done dirty by the New 52.
Yeah.
Cassandra Sandmark, aka Wondergirl.
Yeah.
Who was originally Zeus's daughter.
Yeah.
Because, Zeus is that sleazy guy who just throws it around to everyone.
Yeah.
And that was a really bad way of putting it.
No, but as you do, because every single story there is like Hera's just angry at everyone who is the son or daughter of Zeus because Zeus just can't keep it in his...
He's a terrible person.
Yeah.
So pre-52, New 52, she was the daughter of Zeus and a woman who I cannot remember her first name.
But she's probably not important because all you need to know is that Zeus, was a...
Yeah, he tricked her.
Okay. Well, okay, maybe, yeah.
Actually, no. I think it's even more disturbing than that.
Okay, hit me.
I think, if I remember correctly, he took up the image of one of the girls' mum's husband.
Right.
And slept with her. Got her pregnant.
But was he dead at that point?
No.
Well, Zeus just invaded another man's body for some nookie.
Yeah, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember it was like that.
No. It's even better if you're right.
I hope I am right.
Because it's so crazy. I mean, I would say it's even better if you're right, but it's just like...
It's so crazy
that I just can't believe that it happened, but it happened.
Yeah, so he went thinking that she was her father until he died. And then she gained the powers... No, her mum was on an archaeological dig, found the bracelets that she has, and Cassie took it and became Wondergirl. Then later on, that's when she finds out, oh, Zeus is my dad. What the F?
So this is all pre...
New 52, yeah.
So after New 52, because they changed all these things, what happened to how do they do your girl dirty?
So in the New 52... she's a bit of a brat thief. Yeah, so how she gets her gauntlets and stuff is that her mum is still an archaeological woman,
Yeah.
She stumbles upon the stuff. Cassie steals it so she could become a thief and steal stuff.
Yeah.
And then later on in the Teen Titans, you find out that she's actually half god because she is the daughter of one of Zeus's kids, but I can't remember which god it is.
Yeah.
And then Wonder Woman's like, oh, so we're cousins. I was like, oh, yeah, you are cousins, technically, aren't you? Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing with... This has always got me kind of, right, the New 52, and they should have known about this before they did it.
Yeah.
Around the time of pre-Zero, after A Crisis on Infinite Earths, they were like, okay, the time period that the DC Universe happened...
Yeah.
When we first saw Superman become a superhero, was about 15 years-ish.
Yeah.
And then they hit, and this is in 1985.
Yeah.
Then they hit 0 Hour in 1994 to kind of fine-tune everything.
Yeah.
All the changes, they didn't coordinate to happen at the same time as once Crisis on Infinite Earths finishes, you would have thought, okay, the series will kind of refresh and start from the new Crisis... merged Earth, except that's what didn't happen because sometimes they're still going on pre-crisis continuity. Anyways, they used 0 Hour to fine-tune everything. So all of the DC universe took place 10 years-ish previous. Superman first came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We're not going to count all the Justice Society and all the stuff that took in the 40s because they did kind of like one timeline. We're just talking about the point where Superman exists because you can fit all this stories, like the multiple Robins.
Yeah.
You can fit Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl, and this other Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
I mean, Donna Troy Wonder Girl and actual Cassandra Wonder Girl into this 10-year period. Still kind of continuing.
Yeah.
But when you crunch it into 5 years, it's like, we're going to have to be a bit... how can you have, like, 5 Robins in that period, you know? How can you have multiple Wonder Girls in that period when Woman just came out and stuff like that? So I'm not saying I don't get why they did it, but it's just more of your history is going to be very, very murky. Should have left that sliding 10-year period constantly.
Yeah, I don't see why they do timeline stuff like that. Like, try and condense it. Like, personally, the more, like, years in that timeline you have, the easier to explain things.
Yes.
But I don't write comics or whatever. So that's what happened to Cassie.
Yeah.
She done all that. And then Rebirth happened, where she disappeared.
Yeah.
For a bit. And then they did the Brian Michael Bendis Wonder Comics stuff with Young Justice. And then she was just back. But it was weird with all those characters involved in that. It's like their New 52 stuff happened, but so did their pre-New 52 stuff happened.
Yeah.
Which is a major confusing thing right there.
Yeah. Isn't there meant to be another Wonder Girl?
No, it's Power Girl. Another Power Girl.
No. Brazilian Wonder Girl.
Oh, yeah. But I think Yara Flora.
Yeah.
That's her name. But I think she's in the future.
Okay, because I read they were going to do a series with this character.
Yeah.
The Brazilian Wonder Girl. I call it Brazilian, which I mean just... Well, she's not white like the rest of them.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Because you got her, and then you got the black Wonder Woman, Nubia.
Is it?
Yeah, she's recently new as well. But I think the character herself isn't new, but she's new as Wonder Woman in a near future, if I'm correct.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That was during the recent what was it called again?
Well, okay. Let me ask. Were you collecting? Because Sandmark didn't have their own series, right? You must be collecting it from tie-ins, right?
Yeah, tie-ins. Yeah.
Because in New 52, Miss Martial got put into tie-ins as well.
Yeah.
But I'm reading it I'm reading the tie-ins and I'm reading tie-ins because Wally West was in it.
Yeah.
New 52 and Nightwing, right?
Yeah.
And they kind of Miss Martian joined the team while those two started leaving because Dick Grayson got shot in the head and Wally West went off to murder all the other superheroes from Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah. Because Zoom made him do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it got less interesting, but the characters that I kind of started buying series for weren't there.
Yeah. That's why I stopped reading it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but they didn't do much with Miss Martian either. She was just literally Martian Manhunter, a white Martian.
Yeah.
Disguised as a green Martian, joining the team to be the spy for the Justice League-ish.
Yeah, it didn't...
Yeah. And Donna Troy was... I think Donna Troy and Steel were the female Steel.
Yeah.
Steel's daughter. Niece.
Niece, yeah.
Was kind of the leaders-ish of the team at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I think this is the point where Donna Troy was essentially kind of back to Troya.
Yeah.
Where she was kind of Wonder Woman, but not really Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
They've done a lot with Donna Troy where you're like, boy, this character is just a bit of a mess.
Yeah. And the worst thing is...
But what's good is they just simplified it. Like by New 52, they're like, forget all of that.
Yeah. But like the worst thing about the Donna Troy whole situation and stuff is it's not like she doesn't have fans.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's always like her and Wally West and there's like probably a few other characters that fans are always clamoring like, why ain't you doing something with this person?
Yeah.
So I don't see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just who can we say? But you didn't actually. Did you? You said you collected Wonder Woman?
I did. Which the what the Donna. It's not Donna. Diana Prince Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Well, no. Did you collect the Wonder Woman series at some point?
Yeah, I did at some point, and then I jumped off.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Like I did. Slightly going back to Black Canary, I did read her new 52
Black Canary
books.
or Birds of Prey?
No, Black Canary, because she had a solo series
All right.
mid New 52, which was extremely random because she was in a band called the Black Canary.
Oh my goodness, that one, right?
Yeah, that was great. I'm not gonna lie, it was great.
But okay, so what was really weird during that is because in Birds of so they just decided, oh, you know what, Black Canary's going to be in a band.
Yeah.
At the midpoint of whatever she was doing in Birds of Prey as well.
Yeah.
Ish, kind of.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So like, all right.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was during when they did. Was it Batgirl and the Birds of Prey? If I'm correct.
Yeah. I don't know exactly because I didn't collect it, but I think there's strange stuff going on. I was like, randomly she's in a band now.
Yeah. And this was weird because, like, if they did it during what they called the New You, was like I mentioned before, when James Gordon was Batman and Superman didn't have his powers, and Wonder Woman was the God of War, and the Flash had some new costume. Yeah, when I was doing like weird experimental things with the characters, then it would have made sense. But it's literally out of nowhere. Yeah, she's in a band now. Like, okay.
Yes.
It was good. Not gonna lie, it was a really good series, but
it
just came out of nowhere. Like, it could have been like an Elseworld story, but no, it was in that continuity for a bit, as that continuity don't exist anymore. But yeah, so love it.
Fair enough. Any other female-led series, particularly DC ones that you collected?
Don't think because there wasn't really much.
Yeah,
which is sad. I did collect World's Finest when it was Huntress and Power Girl from Earth 2. I did read that. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I like, I have to say, I know we talk about team books as well, because partially they're involved, but when I was collecting Earth 2...
Earth 2 was great.
I think at some point, like, the Huntress, who was the daughter of Batman and Catwoman, because she was Robin at that point, hopped over, and Power Girl hopped over to the mainline DC universe, and then they hopped back afterwards.
Yeah.
And Robin became Huntress at that point.
Yeah.
They were kind of more. I think it was when Darkseid was started to invade Earth 2.
Yeah.
These two became kind of like more prominent characters of the Earth 2 team.
Yeah.
And I believe Power Girl got the final fight with Darkseid. Yeah. Well, no, she got to fight him in the series. Like she basically was like, so Val-Zod, pacifist Black Superman.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, he's not physically capable of fighting someone like Darkseid as well because he's not fighted, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Power Girl's like, well, Darkseid's boasting, I've beaten this world Superman. Who are you? And she goes, I am this world Superman, actually.
Yeah,
and,
which is true.
Yeah, and then she's just like, I want to say she beat up Darkseid because next when you flick the next page is over, I do believe Green Lantern's trying to come back to the fight.
Yeah.
And Power Girl's like, Green Lantern's flying in there. Adam's got Green Lantern, goes, no, I'm too... And he goes, too late. Darkseid's like, stepping on top of our bodies. You are too late. I'm like, oh, okay. He's hamming it up, Darkseid.
Yeah. And I'm really trying to think. Like, there wasn't... Like... That's another one. The Outsiders, the John Widdick run when it was Nightwing, Arsenal, and he had Grace Chow, yeah,
Grace
and
Chow?
Chow, yeah, and Thunder, and Indigo. Yeah, they were cool, but again, none of them exist anymore.
Yeah. What about my girl Katana?
Akatana, yeah, she's dope.
Who I was going to do the entire thing that they said, when she got on the plane, the helicopter in Suicide Squad, but I couldn't. Yeah. So I could run that thing through my head. I would advise angry her. I can't do the entire line. I don't know it. Something about the
her husband's soul beating her sword.
Yeah, and then the rest of you, your soul will be trapped in the sword if you whatever. Anyways, but she wasn't in that team of outsiders, strangely enough.
No. She was in the later one when after they all left, when it was Batman and outsiders for a bit. She was in there with Halo and someone else who was a woman who was a vampire.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I can't remember her name.
Once that run of basically once Nightwing kind of left it out, like once they stopped having Nightwing in there, I was like, I'm out of here too.
Yeah, no, I kept on for a bit because it had like Captain Boomerang in it, Junior in it for like a issue because I liked Captain Boomerang Junior, and then Batman's like, no, you can't be on the team, and then Green Arrow and Martian Manhunter was in like the first 3 issues. I was like, oh yeah, I like Green Arrow and Martian Manhunter. Then they left, and then they brought in Owlman. Is it Owlman?
Owlman?
Yeah, no. Something Owl. Night Owl. Sorry. No, he's from...
No, he's definitely not Night Owl.
Not a Night Owl. I'm pretty sure it was Owlman.
Owlman... The evil Owlman from...
No. A good one. One sec. Let me just get the comic. Karen speaking.
We could... Yeah. Oh, you mean Talon?
No.
Okay.
I got it. One sec. No, Geoforce. No, I don't have it. But yeah, no. I got it. Is Owl something?
Okay.
I will definitely look this up. But yeah, that's when it was after Batman came back from the dead.
Yeah.
And this is like Batman Incorporated era of it. This is going to annoy me.
All right. So, I mean, overall, like, I did not collect many female super comics, DC ones. You're interested in what you're interested in at the end of the day, right? So if it didn't pique your interest, then you're saying you collected Wonder Woman and whatnot. So hey,
like I said, I enjoy.
I did get the Batgirl Year One though. That was quite fun.
Batgirl Year One was great.
Yeah.
All right.
But I don't know why. I just tend to never have picked them up. Yeah. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, it's because there's so few of them back then. I understand why. Yeah, it was Owlman, Roy Raymond Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looked pretty cool. So yeah, sorry about a side tangent, but yeah, Zartana as well. She's good, but she's never had her own book. But yeah, I know you get what you want to enjoy. Oh,
to be fair, I slimmed down a lot of my comics as well. I used to collect quite a lot, but you just start trimming.
Yeah, because they got more expensive.
Yeah, and then DC decided to release 2 weekly issues.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
That's it. How do we forget about Raven and Starfire?
Yes. Raven, Starfire, who got turned into like a very I don't want to say promiscuous, but
overly sexualized character.
Yes.
Yeah.
A very free with her.
Yeah.
Liberties is the best I can kind of put it.
Nice
there's kind of break on it, to say she's kind of like in the world of where's she come from?
Tamaran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are kind of like that. And when she came to Earth, the customs are different. She learns languages by kissing people on the lips, and you're like, alrightio. And Jason Todd's like, oh yeah, I know lots of languages.
Yeah.
Yes, Jason.
Not helping your case here, Jason. And then you got Raven, the daughter of a Satan.
Yes, a version of Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've treated her well,
yeah.
to be honest.
But they never had their own comic books, did they?
No. Actually, Raven, after Rebirth, she had her own comic book.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. So did Starfire before Rebirth. Where...
Oh, yeah. I think. Oh, do you know who Black Alice is? You ever heard of Black Alice?
Yeah. Isn't she Mary Marvel, the Eve, when she goes nuts?
No.
Oh,
Black
no,
Alice.
yeah, I know you're talking about Black Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goth kind of kid, goth rocker girl who could mimic other people. Like she kind of borrows people's magical abilities.
Yeah.
But then they lose their magical abilities while she takes them. And yes, there was a bit where she took Shazam's powers. That's probably what you're thinking of when she.
Yeah.
Because then she had the lightning bolt and the short skirt and the black appropriated costume.
Yeah. I forgot about her.
I mean, I think there's more fun. They could have done more with her because she seemed kind of fun.
Yeah. Could have. But they threw her into the middle of nowhere. Like, there was another girl in the Birds of Prey called Misfit who dressed like a budget version of old school Batgirl.
Yes.
But she had nothing to do with Batman or anyone.
No.
And she could teleport. And she was like really ditzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was almost like their equivalent for Deadpool because she was just chatting all sorts of rubbish.
Yeah. She'd be like, oh, look, a tree. And just wouldn't see her. It's like, oh, okay. She's insane.
Yeah. But she added a little bit of fun to the team.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is, I don't say hyper serious, but she was like the wacky
comic relief character.
Yeah. Who obviously, like you say, she had no skills whatsoever.
No, but
she's there to be helpful enough.
Yeah. But hopefully, sort of like we'll wrap this up. Yeah. DC have good female characters, just need to do more with them. If I'm perfectly honest.
Yes, kind of. I'd agree. I mean, they could probably make a team book with all the teen females.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Like, you could put Misfit and Black Alice and some other people on the team, and they'd be like, the crazy, wacky group that has, that can do all sorts because of the abilities. It's just their abilities are stronger than I don't want to say the characters, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How they get a handle on what they're actually capable of doing.
Yeah. Because I guess weird with DC, like, entertainment-wise, they do pretty well with the women. Like, in Young Justice, the women had, like, big parts in it.
Yeah.
Even you got, like, Supergirl and stuff like that. Yeah. But in the comics, they're, like, rarely represented. But I guess it's because of, like, comic book sales or whatever. But, yeah. You know what I mean. So yeah, everyone, DC female characters are cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, they could get a good couple of just a female team books if they were to put them together. They're just as, but then you probably get people say, oh, why is this feminism in my face? And it's just like, no, they just have to be a group of females that we put in a group because
they work well together.
Yeah, all the abilities kind of line up and stuff like that, or the personalities and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when Birds of Prey was like you're saying, it was a good book. So
yeah,
and they always veered into action, grounded level action sort of stuff. Nothing too over their abilities.
Yeah, and that sold well for years. So. Until they put Harley Quinn's name in front of it. But yeah, story for
Did you ever take Harley Quinn comics?
No.
Okay.
I heard it was really good, but I just never got around to reading them.
What about the Catwoman comics?
For a bit, then it got kind of weird.
Which era?
New 52 era.
Right. Not the Jim Ballett era where she was wearing the purple costume.
Nah, I was way before my time.
Yeah, that was I mean, I never collected it either, but just the whole point, the whole selling point of that seemed to be like, oh, she's done a skin tight purple costume. Like, I don't know about that. Can only take you so far, right?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like, after the first issue, that sort of wears out.
Yeah.
But I did read. Don't you remember? I think it was during the time of 52 when there was a book with Harley Quinn, Holly Robinson, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy.
Not Gotham Sirens.
No.
Gotham City Sirens.
No, it was before that.
All right.
I think it might have been in New 52. There was something around that time where they were together. I can't remember what they were doing, but that was pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
this is when Selena was off having her quote-unquote baby that you never heard or saw from again.
Who, Selena Kyle's baby?
Yeah. And this when Holly Robinson was being Catwoman for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was weird.
Well, was it a good book?
Yeah, it was a good book. I just remember what it was.
Yeah. Okay,
Or was it during Countdown? Might be during Countdown. I don't remember. This was like over 10 years ago, so who remembers? So yeah. No, 15 years ago, yeah. So yeah, should we wrap this one up and then the other one?
Yep.
Alright. Well, hope you all enjoyed us talking about the women. And if there's any DC female characters that we have left out,
well, to be fair, we only talked about the ones that we collected, or they were part of the books that we were collecting.
Yeah,
because you can't speak about the ones you don't know, and that you hear enough things that we could talk about how Power Girl's Atlantean, Kryptonian, and then Atlantean, and then
Kryptonian again.
Yeah. But because we never collected it, it's like, or we never read through that story arc. We kind of like
be like hearsay.
Yeah.
And we don't want to give you hearsay. We want to give you like cold hard facts or cold hard opinions. Yeah, not facts.
We don't have a perspective on it because we don't know what was happening at the time because we never read it. So yeah.
And it wouldn't be fair if we just said, yeah, that happened, and have nothing to back it up with. Yeah. So let us know. And I have been. Again, women don't have very good monikers, which is bad as well.
Yeah.
I am the Birds of Prey, Kyle and Charles.
And I am the plant-based evil seductress that wants to destroy all the people of the planet and make it for the fauna. See my tongue? Even though I have to say, what they do with Black Poison Ivy is they adjust her to how evil they want her sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is really, like, it's inconsistent because at some point she's like, when she's on the side of the good, plants and people live together in peace. Yeah. Even though people eat plants, but whatever. And then they readjust her to, I destroy all humans because... Yeah.
I'm an eco-terrorist,
Yeah, even though I'm a human, but I'm also a plant.
Yeah.
But, so... Yeah. That's... Yeah.
Super annoying.
Yeah.
And, remember, share our podcast, tell a friend, and all that good stuff. And we'll catch you next time, man. Thank you for taking a trip around the multiverse with us. Bye.
Till the next time.